Hey folks, I'm waiting for my hair to be processed, hence the little bit of yep. So I thought I would jump on here and share a powerful message, especially since I have no hair, which is interesting. I appear to have no hair. Look a bit like, I don't know, quite like it. It's quite freeing, isn't it? You can imagine what I'd look like if I had no hair and just shaved my head, and yeah, but then I'd have nothing to be creative with on my head. This is my thing. It's not that I don't have the balls to do it, it's just the fact that I don't want to, because then I can't colour my hair and change it, which I love doing. Yes, anyway, I'll talk about that. That ain't the point. That's not the point to the video. Okay, the point to the video, I've been watching a guy's video on YouTube called Ralph Smart, and his channel is called Infinite Waters Diving Deep. I've seen his stuff for the past 3 to 4 to 5 years or so, roughly. I've seen his stuff for a while, but I've not recently watched any of his new things. Anyway, one of his videos happened to pop up on my feed, and the title stood out to me, okay, because it's talking about Mahsa Aminis passing, wild storms are brewing, and the attack on the divine feminine. Me and Pablo talked the other day about the rise of the divine feminine, in a sense. We were talking about male and female competition, rivalry, and we were talking about how the reason for men staying in relationships that they're not happy in, and the women treating them a certain way, and you know, we were talking about from a male's perspective and also from a female's perspective, and that I was sort of saying the thing is, like, men need to have boundaries in order for women to not step down. We don't need to step down, but to be on an even keel with each other. Like, men and women, we're even, right? We're even. Look at that, it's on my ear. So, look, this is the point, right? The point to this whole live is we need to speak up. We need to wake up. We need to wake up, because the fact of the matter is men and women are equal. We always have been, right? And I hate to say this, but if anything, if anybody, if any gender had to be crowned as a king or queen, although we are equal, we are. But if there had to be, like, gun to your head, there has to be someone that is more powerful in the sense of ableness to do, right? Women birth life, right? Women birth life. Women birth life. How much more magical, powerful can you be, right? They push a baby, a newborn life, into the world with sheer strength, right? It's like, oh my God, wake up world, wake up. To hear this news of this poor young woman of 21, 22 I think she was, right, being murdered in her own home, and I say home meaning where she lives, being murdered in her own home for not wearing an item of clothing correctly, right? Right? We as a collective, as a whole universal force, really need to think about how is this even existing? When I heard, right, because I don't listen to quote unquote gossip, but this was kind of like, you know, global news. I was gobsmacked. And then I've listened to this video from a different perspective to what the news portrayed. And this video makes a lot more sense. It's because of the way it's explained. So, the thought of someone being killed for wearing an item of clothing, you know, it's ridiculous. And it goes beyond this. It goes deeper than this. Of course it does. We know that it does. Everything does. It's like there's always more, yeah, behind the scenes. So, if women, if the females of the universe birth life, they are the creators of the universe, in a sense, right? I'm spiritual, by the way. I'm not, obviously you probably gathered that. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I believe in universal things. I believe in expansive things. I believe in non-divisionary things. And I believe in non-rivalry type of things. Religion is something that divides. Culture is something that divides. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to share my perspective on it, share a bit of my thoughts on it. I think that women, it's not that, this is a conversation I had with somebody recently. Okay. It's not that like, it's like, I think what they said to me was something like, I just don't like this feminine stuff. This, not feminine, this, how did they say it? Excuse me. Something like, what's the word? Feminist. Feminist stuff. Somebody said this to me. The feminist stuff. I don't like all that feminist stuff. Right. But think about this. If women were treated as well as men and as even and equal as men since the day, since the beginning, this subject wouldn't even exist. Feminism wouldn't need to exist because nobody would have to stand up for themselves. Feminism is just women standing up for themselves. It's not like a freaking cult. It's not like another religion. It's just, you know, it's like punching somebody in the face and then expecting them to say thank you, you know. So I don't like labels. So it's not like, oh, she's a feminist preaching. It's not about labels, right? It's nothing to do with labels. It's to do with having a voice. It's to do with having a backbone. And it's to do with standing up for what you think is right and what you know is right. And I know that killing somebody for wearing an incorrect item of clothing is fucked up. And I know that the men that did that to this woman are cowards. They're insecure and they're fearful. And that's why it happened. Hello, beautiful. That's why it happened. It happened because these men, these so-called human beings, were basically the devil at work, right? They were full of fear and they were threatened, and they are still threatened by the power of a woman. Because women are powerful and people are afraid of power. Not everybody's afraid. I'm not afraid of someone else's power, right? But people, such as these men that attacked this poor woman, were afraid of her power because she was not abiding by the rules of having 100% covered and she had 88% covered or whatever bullshit it was. Don't even quote me, right? But what I'm saying is these people, and it's not just men in Iran, this is men in various countries, this is men all over the world, right? And some women, but mostly it's men that aren't understanding, they're not seeing the bigger picture. You, as a man, came from a woman's vagina, right? You came from her womb, you came from her body, you came out of her bloody body, right? She is a queen, she is a creator, she is like the universe, you know? She's powerful, she deserves respect, more so. And I don't care who's offended, more so even, in some cases, than men. If you were to put a gun to the head and say, who brings more to the table, at the end of the day, women birth life, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's like, wake the fuck up and respect these queens that birth life. I'm sick and tired of hearing and seeing things about women that are derogatory, are down, talking down about them, you know, not respecting them and saying, oh, all this feminist bullshit. Fuck off, right? I don't care. I hope this video gets shared out to enough men that are not doing the right thing. And I hope they curse and cuss the shit out of it, because then more people will see it, right? The algorithm will work in my favour. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what they think, because I'm sharing my truth. And I'm sharing the truth for these women that have been killed, for women that are oppressed, and for people that, frankly, are Western women like myself, just don't have the courage to share their voice, which is really unfortunate, but a lot of women don't. And they're working on it, right? They're healing, they're doing the work, they're working on it. They'll get there. But a lot of people won't share their voice because they're afraid. A lot of people wouldn't do a Facebook Live with their hair scraped back like this with colour all over it because they'd be worried they'd be judged. You know? I just thought I'd make the most of the time and share some value whilst, you know, whilst I'm feeling it. So, moral of the story is, women, stand up, speak out, speak out at whatever cost, okay? The government are only going to continue to be ass fucks, right? Because people let them. If people speak up, it will stop. If enough people go on strike, do this, do that, do the other, protest, things will change because they'll have to. But if people are going to live in fear, not say anything and not preach about what they believe and not do Facebook Lives about what they think and not share their message and not speak their truth and not have a YouTube channel or whatever, right? I'm just saying, that's just my little list. I've got a YouTube channel. You know, Michelle Louise Southan. It ain't going to happen, right? We've got to speak up. We've got to speak up. We've got to speak out. Once in my life, right, one time in my life, I tried to take my own life because of how I felt, right? Look where I am now. I'm speaking up. I'm speaking my truth. And I am freaking not stopping for no one. This train is moving, right? I've come a long way. I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work on myself and I've come a long way. And if anybody, right, is questioning why are people speaking up? Why are people speaking out? Why are they doing that? You know, who are they? This, that, the other. That's their problem. That's their problem. They're the ones that are full of fear and are threatened by strength. There's people that watch my videos that cheer me on. Well done, we love you. Thanks for the message. You really helped me. You really inspired me. You really helped me. Other people, totally the opposite. I think one guy, it was a guy, right? Not that I'm sexist. I'm just saying it just so happened to be a guy that was on YouTube, quote unquote, something along the lines of, fuck, why am I getting all this shit pop up, this bullshit? And then another guy, two men, said something like, oh, I can't even remember the exact wording, but something like, why do you keep saying the same thing over and over again? Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it true, and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, it made me smile. It really made me smile, because I thought, wow, these people are triggered. And I wonder why they're triggered, right? Because my truth is my truth. And if somebody is triggered by it, then guess whose problem that is? And it ain't mine, right? This one guy was angry in his words, and they're like, why is this shit popping up on my feed? Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to continue to share my messages, because 99% of the feedback I get is awesome. And even if it wasn't, it's my truth. So my encouragement to you guys is go live. Don't look perfect. Speak your truth. Grow your own YouTube channel if you wish. Grow your own business if you wish. Stand on a stage in front of the world if you wish. Clown Mount Everest and have a megaphone and preach your truth if you wish. But don't expect others to agree with you. But make sure it's your truth. That would be my advice, because everything works out when you speak your truth, when you don't give a flying fuck truly of what people think, and when you act upon your intuition and follow your heart, that is when it all works out, and only then. If you're holding back, if you're fearful, if you're doubting, nothing's going to work. It'll all be another big fat lesson from the universe to try again. So, on that note, I will leave this throne. I will remove my crown, and I will allow the world to carry on being and doing and evolving. And when I am next inspired, I will share again. And it won't matter what I look like, whether I'm colouring my hair or whether I'm not. It really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to have anybody's approval. You don't need anyone's approval to be you and to shine. And this whole thing regarding this poor young girl in Iran, Mahsa Aminis passing, I've just been watching about it on YouTube. You know, we need to remember, we need to stop. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop, because guess what? We all bleed red. You kill somebody, man, woman, black, white, I don't care who, karma is real. And so are your angels that see everything you do. And so is the universal law of attraction and the law of karma, okay? It's going to come back and bite you on the ass. And at the end of the day, this is one of the most important parts of this talk. We do not only exist in this lifetime. We've lived many lifetimes before this, and we will live many again. Karma's real, and if it doesn't get you in this lifetime, it will get you in the next. So make sure you're doing the right thing. Make sure you're not an asshole, and make sure if you have a light to shine, which most people do, make sure you're shining it, because this ain't no freaking dress rehearsal, bitches. And I can say bitches because technically I am one, right? Boom. Have a good day.